Hi, my name is Teresa Ackerley, and I am doing this video for Grief the Unspoken, um, Grief Awareness Day 2015. Um, I have been a widow for 4 years now, and just recently, a few guys have started showing interest in me, but I'm not really in the mood for dating yet because my life is so chaotic. I don't need any relationships complicating things even more. Um, People have said to me just recently, well, he would want you to be happy. You have to move on and just not dwell on the past, on the loss. Well, I never knew what it meant for anyone to just move on. And so Um, I asked my new male friend that told me just that, to move on. And he's like, well, I should continue living my life to the fullest, but it doesn't mean I necessarily have to forget about him. Just live life to the fullest. And kind of, kind of thinking, well, that's kind of a big bag to handle. Um, Here is where I set people straight. One, I first found myself at the widow of age 41, and I was married for 13 years and had three early miscarriages in that time. So basically, I have no kids. Some people do. Uh, Finances have been in the toilet since his passing, so I've been busting my butt trying to make ends meet. But I've also had physical issues preventing me from working at some points as well. So it's like kind of a catch-22 there. Um, so it's not really just something you get over that easily. You just can't snap out of it. It takes time to adjust the fact that they're not in your life they're not being in your life anymore. Most of the people that said that I would always be family or that they would always be there for me kind of seem to have vanished within the last few years. Um, I've been to counseling, went through insomnia, depression, anxiety, that sort of thing. Um, there have been days when I'm fine and seem to have adjusted to the fact that he's no longer here. Sometimes when it seems like everything is going wrong or against me, I wonder why and how I am still here. Just last month, I took a friend to a hospital, the same one my husband died at, and at first things were fine. Then I started getting all the memories back of everything that happened. You know, suddenly I felt like I was stuck between the past and present at the same time. Grief just doesn't go away if you keep busy. I should know. I tried it. It didn't work. I tried stuffing the feelings of anger, sadness, frustration, confusion, just to make it look like everything was fine, even if it wasn't. Well, you know, it's tiring stuffing those feelings, trying to act brave or strong all the time. And eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the ass if you don't deal with it. I should know. It happened to me. But it's really the small things that you miss. For me, it was us making coffee together, or coming home and being able to vent to somebody about your day, or finding a gift that your loved one gave you, bringing back the memories. Then suddenly you're realizing they're not there anymore. You can't make any more memories with them, and they can't hold you and tell you everything is going to be okay when you're scared out of your mind. But what I am thankful for are the friends that I have made, even widow friends, that have allowed me to show up all a mess and cry, vent, or even just to listen to my memories about my husband. Sometimes I feel like shutting out the world, and other days I feel like I just want to hang with a friend without talking. It just kind of depends. It's okay if you don't know what to say. We're not always looking for an answer. Sometimes we just need someone to listen. Grief is tiring. So give yourself all the time you need to process the loss on your own timeline, not somebody else's. Grief is going to happen to all of us at one time or another. And some people think that I should have probably been over it by now, but it's just not that easy. It's not just something you can snap out of. You gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it. I'm so freaking tired from the front and trying to bust my rear all the time just to make ends meet. I don't need a relationship right now. I'm not. These guys that are interested in me, well, I kind of get the impression that they're thinking that because I'm a widow, I'm available, and because I'm available, they're thinking one thing on their mind, and I'm not easy. So I'll tell you that right now. I don't need it. I'm fine without it. I've had to go through some scary things in the last 4 years. One of which was a mammogram. I went for my first mammogram just a month after he died, and usually they say, oh, well, we'll call you back, don't worry about it, it's the first time. Oh, hello. And meet my friend Penny. Okay. So, anyways, hello. Look at this girl. She's so pretty. Her name is Penny. She's 5 months old. And the other cat that I had, Spunky. She was 16 and a half years old, and back in May, I had to put her down because, well, it was just that time, and that was hard because um, she was there through my whole marriage, and even the last 4 years. Um, she got me through some pretty tough times. Those days when I just had a meltdown, thinking about how uh, oh, it's hard dealing with the fact that he's not here. He's not coming back. There's no do-overs. You know, it's dealing with the finances in the toilet. Last month I had a house break-in. You know, somebody broke in and I was scared out of my mind. You know, that's when I wish my husband was here, saying, it's okay, everything's gonna be okay, I'll protect you, kind of thing. But no, I had to go through it on my own. Well, anyways, back to the mammogram thing. I had gotten called back, and this is just a month after my husband died of cancer, sarcoma cancer, and I was scared out of my mind. You know, I didn't have him here to hug me and tell me it was going to be okay. I had to find a way to deal with that on my own. It sucks. So, no, I'm not just going to get over it overnight. I'm not just going to snap out of it. I'm going to take all the time I need. And if you don't like it, tough. Because it's my life. I'm the one that got stuck here. So, once in a while, I might hang with friends. You know, act like everything's fine. But then there are other days when they aren't. It's just something that kind of lingers. That's the reality of grief. I'm just sitting here doing this video and I'm like, I got that glazed look all over me because I'm freaking tired. Sleeping kind of seems to be a thing of the past eventually. You know, it's not because you can't sleep with the person right beside you anymore. It's just your mind races. Your mind races about a lot of things. The good, the bad, the ugly. You know, things you gotta do, things that have been done or said in the past. It just all kind of comes back there. And you're trying to shut your brain off to go to sleep, but it just doesn't shut up. And you're like, God, I'm so tired, come on. That's reality. You're going to have the insomnia, the frustration, anger. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed soon. Mwah. Peace out.